Hello and good evening, and welcome to a special interview on Kanar TV, the Arab voice from Canada. I'm Jamal Sharif, and today it's my great pleasure and honor to interview a couple that I follow on TikTok and on Instagram. They look very sweet, very beautiful. When you look at their TikToks and their stories, you will feel the love, the power of the international union. They from different culture, from far away from Asia, but they live in the United States. I have the great honor today to call to the stage Areen Maaita and James Labre. Good evening, guys.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you
So,
too.
James, you look Asian. Are you?
Yes, I am Korean. I was born in Korea. I was adopted when I was 2 years old, however, to a white Irish family here in America, in New Jersey. And I've lived there from ages 2 to about ages 24.
Okay.
And then currently we live in California.
Oh, cool. Sunny and the beaches and
Yes,
okay,
sir.
nice. And what about you, Areen?
I was born and raised in Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
and I've actually moved to America in 2017. I've actually I participated in a work and travel program with university, and I actually met him at work. That's how we met. Yeah.
We'll come to that. But so you live now in the United States with
Yes.
your husband, James,
Yes.
and you're originally from Jordan.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, that's cool. So
Yeah.
your mother tongue is Arabic, is it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jordanian Arabic.
Yes.
And James, do you speak Korean?
I know a couple of words, but no.
Anyan khadiga.
I know a couple of words.
I know another word in Korean. Bakiboli. Do you know this word?
No.
Bakiboli. It's cockroach.
Cockroach.
It's a long story. I will tell you later. So, James and Areen, I love your TikTok. And by the way, I encourage everybody watching us now to follow them. Can you tell us about your TikTok channel and Instagram?
Yeah, sure. So we started our TikTok channel actually very recently. We had a great response from our audience. We basically just try to do, funny, positive videos. And it's all really real life stuff. It's the nature of our relationship. We're best friends and we like to have fun. So we just decided to start, putting that on video. And yeah, we actually got like a great response from everybody.
Can you tell us the handle so people can follow you?
Yeah, it's Labrie Land. Yeah,
Labrie
it's at
Land?
Labrie Land on TikTok. Yeah, which is our land.
On both TikTok and Instagram, yes?
Yeah, Instagram, it's under my name. It's Areen Labrie.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, James, can you tell me about your education? What did you study? What do you do for a living?
Sure. So currently I am the district manager for a global corporate fast food chain. I run 6 restaurants here in Sacramento, in the capital of California. And but it's not my background originally. I went to school for education with a minor in political science and history. But while I was in college, I worked in restaurants. I worked in different food and beverage locations. And it's always what made me come back to it. I use that to pay for college, and even though it's not what my degree is in, I've really fallen in love with it.
Sounds good. What about you, Areen?
I actually went to school for law. Yeah, but because I moved here, it's different laws, so I wasn't able to practice that. But I started here in sales, and I've actually transformed my work experience into becoming, I'm a general manager now. And I work at basically it's like a spa clinic. We provide massages and facials. So it's more of like a wellness, which is what I always was interested in, just, taking care of people, making sure they're good.
So if Areen was in Jordan, I would say yeah, you meet a guy through family, through friends, and you get married. But you went to the United States and
Hmm.
you get married with an Asian guy.
Hmm.
It's to tell you the truth, my wife is Chinese, so I know
Yeah.
this. I went through this.
Yeah.
It's not an easy in our culture to get
Yeah.
married from other culture.
Yeah.
So
That's correct.
that's why I encourage you guys, and I love your
Yeah.
story.
Thank
So
you.
how did you meet, guys?
So we met at work. We actually, like I said before, I participated in a work and travel exchange program with university. I always loved to travel. So growing up, I traveled with my parents. We've been to so many places. So I was very interested in it. I came here to spend the summer, really. And I met him. We were working at the same place. We worked at an amusement park in New Jersey. And then yeah, we just went from there. We kind of in the beginning we developed a friendship because I knew, because of my culture, like this is nothing really is gonna happen. But then yeah, he talked to me about, proposing and wanting to marry me. So yeah, I mentioned that to my family, and we
James, James, was it love from the first sign?
It was.
Oh
It's
my
a,
God.
it was, and it was definitely so. Her first summer here, she actually had to go back to Jordan
yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So when she went back to Jordan, we continued our conversations
Yeah.
long distance,
Mhm.
and it was definitely hard.
Yeah.
But when she came back the next summer, that's when I knew I couldn't let her go again.
Yeah.
So how did you carry this news to your family, Areen?
Oh my God. So I mean, in the beginning, of course, it wasn't, easy. It was like a surprise because this is new to our culture, right? So I remember telling my mom about him. I remember telling her like, "Hey, mom, there's this guy that I know, and like he would like to propose to me." So she was like, "Okay, what's his name?" And I told her, I was like, "He's American. He's Korean." Yeah, I remember she was like holding a glass of water, and I remember the glass dropped, and she was like, "Wait, what?" She was like completely shocked about it. So yeah, they were definitely like shocked in the beginning, but then she was very open about it, and she actually met him on video call for the first time. And it's so funny because he was also nervous. He didn't know what to do. I remember he was like wearing a suit, like all suited up.
To impress, yeah,
Of
yeah.
Yeah.
course, just to impress.
Yeah.
It's like a job interview. It's a live interview.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what she said. She was like, he's dressing up for a job interview, and I was telling her like he probably doesn't know like what to do, like what to wear, what to say.
So, what about you, James? How about your family?
My mom loves Areen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very yes. It was, she is a huge supporter of us and our relationship, and
Yeah.
she thinks she's the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I couldn't agree more.
So, where was the wedding, or did you have several ones?
In Wildwood, New Jersey,
Yeah, it was
where
in
we
New
met
Jersey.
actually.
Yeah.
So, did your family Irene travel to New Jersey?
No, they did not. We actually had them on video, but they did not travel to New Jersey. Yeah.
Was it during COVID? Is it,
No, it
or
wasn't. It
before?
was it was actually before COVID, but
Okay.
they were just not able to meet it. And then when you I mean, I'm not sure if that's how you guys got married, but we have a 90-day period to get married on the visa. So it was really just like the timing of making that happen, because after 90 days, if you don't do it, you can't stay in the country. So it was really just the immigration process that kind of made us like choose a specific time to do it.
So I'll ask you questions. Maybe it's a little bit weird. A love scale. I love to say it's a love scale from 1 to 10. 1 is no, 10 is extreme. Uh, James, when did you meet her? What was your love scale?
When we first met,
Yeah.
well, I would say because we started out as friends and because she knew that we couldn't really pursue a relationship in the traditional sense, I would say in the first month or so, I was at like a high 7.
Oh, that's good. Not bad.
High
I
7.
was expecting lower. What about you, Areen?
You should no. When I
Um,
first ran into her, it went up to a 7 real quick.
There was something in that. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Areen?
it honestly, that's a very funny question because he told me that he reached out to me and I don't remember that. Like he told me that in the beginning of the summer he said hi to me and he asked for my phone number, but I don't remember that even like at all. And I remember like midsummer we kind of like talked through friends and stuff. So I would say maybe like 4 to a 5.
If you want me to be,
Honesty is the most
Yeah, this
important.
is honesty.
if you
Yeah.
want me to be completely honest with you, it's when I got a haircut in the middle of the summer that then all of a sudden it jumped.
That's a big change, yeah? So you have to give a credit for your barber, yeah?
He had, yeah, his hair was like super long and then he showed up to work one day and like his hair is all shaved. So I was like, what happened?
And that was the key.
That's what I
Okay.
remember.
So let's do the love scale when you get married, the day you got married or that period.
Oof.
Best day of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. As high as you could
James, so
possibly
you would
make.
say 10?
Absolutely.
Areen?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. 3 years later or 2 years later? More than 3 years, yeah?
Yeah.
Now,
Now it's been 5 years.
5 years
5
now.
years.
Mhm.
5 years later, the same scale.
Same
James,
scale. I
Same
would say
scale.
we've had dips from a 10 to a 9, but it always goes back up.
honesty is the most important thing in the relationship.
Like-
Okay, cool. That's great. That's great. I love it. Let's jump now to real things. So, language. I don't know, James, if you speak the Korean, if you try to learn the Korean, but it's a very beautiful language. I know Areen speaks very good Arabic because she was born and lived and raised. So, did you try, James, to learn some Arabic?
Shway shway, a little bit, a slow. Yes.
Okay, that's good start.
I
Yeah.
know how to say all the sweet words to my wife.
Such like?
Sukarti, Emriti, Bahabek, Hayati, Habibti. I know all the sweet love words. I absolutely do. And also,
What about
I
food
know
words?
some of the words. Halas.
Food. Halas. Okay.
I know halas too.
Food. Do you know any food in Arabic?
It has become one of my top cuisines now. We actually just went out for dinner for Eid to a wonderful Arabic place, and we got a big maklube together to share. And yeah, it's quickly become one of my favorite foods. It's
James,
phenomenal. The
tell me
dessert.
the truth. Does Areen cook at home? Is she a good cook?
If you want the truth, in the beginning, Areen started to learn to cook. I remember one of her first dishes for me was mensef, and it was almost inedible.
Yeah.
But
What's the most common mistake in mensef? Too salty. It was very too
Too
salty.
salty.
Yeah.
But now her cooking has flipped 180 degrees,
Yeah.
and it's really, really good stuff.
Tell me that man doesn't suffer in relationship, yeah? Okay. So, back to cooking. Does James cook any Korean food? Does he try to do something
Oh
special?
yeah. I mean, in naturally in our house, he's the cook. He's because he works in kitchen, so he's the one who does the cooking normally. But yeah, I mean, we eat a lot of dumplings, right?
Yeah, we eat a lot.
A lot of dumplings, kimchi. He likes seaweed. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but he actually knows how to cook Arabic food too.
Yeah, I've started cooking some Arabic food as well
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well, East Asian, I would say men is mostly the cook at home. However, in the Middle East, the woman.
Women cook.
So it's, I would say, you have both. So you are lucky, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
Let's suit each other, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's speak about we spoke about the food, we spoke about the language. We want to speak about the culture because it is. I know that you were adopted, James, but I think deep in yourself there is Asian culture, the Korean culture, which is very beautiful one. It has its own tradition. However, Areen has his own culture, which is different than the culture you live in now, which is in the United States.
Yeah.
So tell me about those stuff you're doing at home. For example, when you have a special occasion like Eid or something like the Spring Festival, the Korean New Year, what do you do? Do you celebrate or you just ignore that? How do you accommodate these occasions?
Well, I mean, if we'll use any excuse for a reason to
The
celebrate,
celebration.
yeah, any reason for us to go out and dress nice and do something fun is we'll take it. So I eat, all of the holidays here, pretty much any holiday you can think of. Even if necessarily we don't practice it, we'll celebrate it. We're absolutely
Yeah,
willing
we
to.
celebrate Christmas, New Year's. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
we
All of
absolutely do.
it. Yeah.
So that's good. That's good. Do you see anything in? Did you visit Jordan, James?
We have
No, we
not
have
gone
not.
back yet. Due to
Yeah.
the current immigration process, it took
Yeah.
us about until just this year to have her fully completed.
Yeah.
So
Okay, fine.
now that
Yeah.
she is fully completed, she'll be able to travel out of the States, and we do plan on visiting within a year, hopefully next.
Yeah. With the baby.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll talk about the baby. So it's you've already have a plan to have a baby, yeah?
Yes, we do. I am actually currently pregnant. I am 7 months pregnant.
Ooh, so it's very soon.
Yeah.
August 16th.
Yeah.
Boy, girl, or not decided yet.
It's a girl.
So what do you want to call her? Is there a name?
Yasmin.
Yasmin. Okay,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
very international name.
Yeah.
Very beautiful one. Very good. Because finding a good name, especially in a multicultural family, it's really tough. I know that
Yeah.
from experience.
Uh-huh.
My son's name Adam, and we
Adam.
tried our best to have a unique name, which is multicultural. It goes with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wish you all the best,
Thank you.
inshallah, and
Thank you.
hope you will get a healthy baby, and you will be healthy, inshallah, after delivery.
Thank you so much.
Do you plan also to visit South Korea?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
another
me too.
big one that we're excited to do as well.
Yeah.
I haven't been there since I was like 2 years old. So that has been one of the things on our bucket list for a little while now.
Yeah.
So it will be totally a new experience for both of
For
you.
both of us, yeah.
Yeah, but in Jordan, you will lead him, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
You will take him to Petra. Where
Yeah.
do you like? If I give you now a ticket and I tell you will take James to Jordan, what's your plan? 4 or 5 cities. Let's see.
Aqaba, because that's my hometown.
Okay.
Definitely the Red Sea. I would like to do diving there, show him the underwater museum that we have. Definitely Petra, because he loves that. He loves history. He loves historical things. I think he would like that. Definitely Amman. I would like for him to see the city side of Jordan. That side of life too. And then definitely Karak.
Right, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, definitely is. It's been a long time.
And James, it's the house of Mansaf, so it's originated.
That's what I
there.
hear.
Yeah, he knows.
Don't let her not taking you there. It's very good. It's very
I would
good.
also like to see Wadi Rum too.
Yeah,
I'm
Wadi
very
Rum.
interested in that.
Yeah.
Well, so far her choices are good.
Yeah.
So I see like the places she will take you to, they are perfect.
Yeah.
We still have the north for sure. There are some cities that really deserve, like Jerash and Ajlon and
Yeah,
Fez.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan is a beautiful
is.
country.
Yeah.
It has a unique location. It's very close to the Holy Land. So if you go to the Dead Sea, maybe you can see also places where you will enjoy seeing, like the baptizing area, Mountain Nebo, and other churches which are thousands of years old in Madaba, for example. Anyway, I am confident that Areen will take care of you in Jordan. Let's jump to something unique happening usually in multicultural marriages, which is uh, unexpected situation. Some of them could be funny, some of them embarrassing.
Mhm.
So let's start with Areen. Did you have any of these situation like you get embarrassed or maybe just funny things happen to you
Yeah,
because
definitely.
of the culture?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that falls under that, but I remember when I first got here, I was trying to make coffee in the coffee maker, like American coffee. So I had to ask him to show me like how to do that because we do our coffee completely differently. We drink Turkish coffee. So that was one thing where he was like,
Who doesn't know how to make coffee? Yeah.
A coffee pot.
yeah.
So what
Um,
about you, James?
Oof. Well, I mean, for the first time dating an Arab woman, I fell into a lot of different understandings of, the type of love that they want and, the kind of attention that they want. And, it is definitely become one of the things that at first I wasn't used to, but now as we've grown together and like our love has matured together, I am well aware of how to take care of an Arab woman.
Because here it's like 50-50, but in our culture it's not 50-50. It's like 100% the man, right? Yeah.
Areen, I didn't say anything, so it's not my fault. Okay, you told him that. I actually didn't want to tell him that, but he already knew about it.
But it's also something I had to work on like, understanding that it's also different from his side too, obviously. Yeah.
So, James, yes, I understand this, but did you have a situation, for example, calling your mother-in-law or brother-in-law or telling them something like, uh, yeah, yani, I will tell you something. It's maybe funny, but I know a couple who also like Russian and Jordanian.
Hmm.
So they went to a condolence house. So somebody died and they went there. She learned that like something inshallah نرجع لكم مرة تانية,
Hmm.
which it means that we want to come back to you with the same occasion. So usually we say that in weddings. So she had a wedding some like 2 3 days before, and she said that everyone was like laughing, wow, very nice, you're learning Arabic. But in condolence, how you don't want to come back with the same occasion, it's somebody died. So she
Yeah.
said it, and everybody was shocked. It was like, oh, what's that? So it's actually yeah, sometimes uh, I would say these some it's embarrassing for her because she didn't understand what happening. So did you had something like
Hmm. Embarrassing. I don't think it's so much embarrassing. It's as in it was more of a kind of lack of understanding and shock. So Areen's mom did come and visit us last year, and just navigating how to properly converse with her mom, who there is that language barrier, and so with the Arabic and the English, there's definitely things that are lost in translation because like I said, I know inshallah and yani and like astaghfirullah, but that's all I know.
well, James,
So
I will make an interview with you after you go to Jordan, okay? And
yeah,
we'll see
yeah.
what
So,
happened there.
but from
Definitely.
over here, because we've been so much in my environment, most of the big changes and things that I've had to like adapt to and learn have been through mostly with her and just that time her mom has came and visited.
The bidet was new.
Oh well, yes, that's a one thing that was definitely shocking to say the least. I installed a bidet for her, and that was my very first time using a bidet. But now, so about 5 years ago, when I first tried, I could say it was new.
Tell
But
me, how
now,
do you American live without pate? Yeah?
Right? Just toilet paper.
but
Don't get
now
me started.
it's a everyday routine. It's
Yeah.
yes, I'm
Did,
very
did, did
used to
you
it.
have any problem with toilet paper during the COVID time?
Well, we had a bidet.
You see, you see, this is the solution.
Yeah.
We were thinking 30 years ahead.
Yes, we are. Of course.
We knew that COVID's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to talk about the future, which is your children. Obviously, you will have a new addition to the family soon, inshallah. Uh, Tell me, do you have any plan, like how to raise her or
Yeah.
him if you will have another one, language, stuff like that? It's always comes into multicultural families.
Of course, that's actually one of the things that we were talking about because we do want her to be able to speak both languages so that she can converse with her mother's side of the family and all of them. So our current plan is for Areen to only speak in Arabic to the baby. And I'm just going to do the English. And we already have Arabic cartoons and stuff for the baby to watch as she grows up, and like the Arabic television for her to see. But that's our current plan, language wise, is to just split the languages until so she hears both constantly from birth.
Sadly, you don't speak very good Korean, because I would say if you speak Korean, or you encourage her maybe to study, maybe you send her to a Korean school. The English is automatic. It's definitely will be the easiest one because she will go to school. But the mother tongue, the reason why it's called mother tongue, because it's the language mostly spoken at home, even is the father trying. But believe me, Areen, my son speaks Arabic and Chinese, extra to the English and French he studied at school. But his Chinese is much better than Arabic because his mom talks to him in Chinese. I talk to him in Arabic, but mostly the mother. That's why I understood the name mother tongue.
Yeah.
So it's your mother. So please speak to her clearly in Arabic or in Jordanian, that she could carry that in her.
Yeah, definitely.
mind.
That's definitely the
Sure.
plan. You know, she is a mixed baby, so the goal is to hopefully raise her that way. She is a mixture of two, you know, great cultures. So it's definitely, we're hoping to raise her that way, that she knows I come from both of these cultures.
So do you think you will have some I would say challenges, not difficulties, in raising children in a multicultural family?
You know, we did have fears about that originally. However, we are very, very lucky with our location here in Sacramento, California. It is an incredibly diverse community around us. There is, you know, there's Arabic food, there's a whole Arabic side of town, you know, there's the Chinatown, and then everything in between. And the schools in the area as well, you know, we've looked them up and we've looked at the diversity levels in the schools, and it really is. We're not very worried, but of course, you know, there is those like standard biases that do appear. But overall, most of our worries about big challenges kind of got quelled with our current location. If we were in New Jersey, things may be a little bit different still, but we're very lucky with our location here because she will be surrounded by a ton of Arabic influences as well as American, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Indian. Like we are surrounded in a multicultural melting pot here.
Okay, maybe many people now watching us and telling themselves, do you encourage me to marry a guy or a lady from other culture? Do you think it's a huge challenge? Is it harder, or it's easier for me just to get somebody from my culture who can understand me? I don't need to explain everything I'm doing. So what do you think?
I would say it depends on your capability of like growth and change. If you see it that way, that, you know, it opens your horizons, it opens your mind. You learn that your way is not the only way in the world. You know, everybody has their way, everybody has you know, a certain culture, you know, a certain way of living. So for me, I encourage it 100%. I really think it helps. It brings more unity to people. It makes everybody feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you come from a place, I come from a place, but we're not really different. At the end of the day, we're, you know, all human beings, and you just learn about each other, you grow. And yeah, it's a big learning opportunity, definitely.
For me, culturally, you know, there are those differences, and there are challenges that you have to overcome. But like you were saying in the beginning, that love level, if you keep your love level, if your love level for that person is above a 7, I recommend it. You can get past the challenges. You can overcome those obstacles together.
So it depends on the human being. It's the love between the guys. Yes.
That's it. It really is. I think if the love is there, you can make it work.
So do you think like if you encourage people to get married from other culture, what things he needs to think about, like open-mindedness, maybe culture differences, language differences, religion differences? What the most important things he needs to start thinking about?
I would say culture, like just learn their culture. I would definitely say, yeah.
And, you know, I came into this marriage with 5% knowledge of Jordanian culture and like the Middle East in general. And so over our, you know, we've been together for 5 years plus now. And over that time, I would say I'm probably at like 75% kind of understanding. So I would, if you won't go into it with a more broader knowledge of where that person comes from, I think a lot of those challenges and hurdles you may initially face may be lessened compared to going into it completely blind like we did.
I agree with you, James, but to tell you the truth, you need a visit to Jordan. It will make up this 25% that you are missing,
Absolutely.
because seeing is not like hearing. It's
Yeah.
usually, and again, maybe for Areen to visit both of you for sure, but to visit South Korea, it will give her another vision of what is the background of her husband.
Absolutely.
So, guys, I was pleased to talk to you. I'm very happy.
You too. Thank you.
I am keen to meet you again after you visit Jordan, James, and maybe man to man we'll talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then by then
But
you'll have Yasmin in the conversation too.
I hope so. I wish you all the best, Tareen. Inshallah, you will get out of it very soon, and with health, and both of you, you and the baby, will be healthy. That's the most important. And if I visit California, we'll stop by and eat mansaf at your place. Guys, I think it's froze, but anyway, I was very honored today to be with the lovely couple, James and Areen. Wish them all the best, and I hope we will meet soon. I think they are coming back.
Hello.
Yes, I can see your camera, but anyway, I was saying that I'm pleased to meet you today, and I hope to see you soon, inshallah, in California or in Jordan. Who knows?
Yes, sir. We absolutely would. Sorry about that. This camera just shut off on us.
It's okay. It's okay. So, wish you all the best, guys. And I hope our audience will share this message with everybody, that international or multicultural marriages, they work, and the most important in all of that is love.
Couldn't agree more, Doctor.
Wish this family huge love, and wish you all love. See you in the next episode next week. Goodbye.